You've been walking since sunrise. Your throat is dry, your lips are cracking, and the water skin at your side has been empty since yesterday. Your children are waiting back at camp, but you cannot return without water. Not for another night. Then you see it, a shimmer in the distance, a pool half hidden behind rocks. You move faster, breath ragged, legs burning. But something is wrong. No birdsong, no frogs, no hum of insects, just silence. And out here, silence means one thing. Something already suffered drinking from that water. You stop at the edge. You crouch. You wait. Because testing water is not as simple as scooping and drinking. One wrong pool poses a severe hazard. Now picture the last time you were thirsty. You turned a tap or twisted a cap and drank instantly, safely, without a second thought. That gap between a life or death search and an effortless twist of a cap was closed by thousands of years of human ingenuity and careful observation. Across countless generations in the ancient world, finding water that would not make you desperately ill was one of the most perilous daily tasks a person could face. What ancient humans figured out to navigate it will change how you think about something you have never had to think about. So how did they know which water to trust and which pool marked a grave? Let us start with the assumption that has quietly endangered people across vast stretches of early history. Clear water does not mean safe water. Some of the most dangerous pools on Earth look perfectly clean. No color, no smell, no warning sign. The danger sits invisible, in bacteria and parasites no human eye can catch. Ancient humans had no way to test a single drop. What they had instead was observation, and observation served as their primary line of defense. In the Kalahari Desert, home to the Sand People, who preserve a remarkably ancient and continuous way of life, archaeologists found something remarkable at Diepkloof rock shelter in South Africa. Fragments of ostrich eggshell, engraved and shaped into water containers, dating back to very ancient layers of human habitation. Not decoration. Survival technology. Because in the Kalahari, water does not sit on the surface waiting for you. It hides underground, beneath dry riverbeds, sealed off by sand. There is no stream to follow, no pool to walk toward. You cannot smell it. You cannot see it. You have to know where to dig. The sand developed what anthropologists call sip wells. They dug into the sand until it turned damp. They inserted a hollow reed. They sucked water up through the reed, through the sand itself, which filtered out sediment before the water ever touched their lips. Then they stored what they gathered inside those hollowed ostrich eggs, sealed with grass plugs, buried for later, sometimes for months. Just sand, a reed, and knowledge passed down for generations. And it worked. Water treatment did not begin in a purification plant. It began in a hollow reed, pushed into desert sand, countless generations before anyone thought to build a modern tap. Now, some of you are thinking, the San were exceptional. One desert culture. One clever trick. Surely this was not how the rest of humanity managed. Fair question. The evidence says otherwise. On the opposite side of the planet, with zero contact between the two cultures, Aboriginal Australians developed a method that solved the exact same problem in the exact same way. Across the arid interior of Australia, communities dug and maintained what are known as Gnamma holes, natural rock hollows that collected rainwater, then were sealed with stone slabs or covered with sticks and leaves to slow evaporation and keep the water clean. Their locations were not marked on any map. They were memorized, guarded, and passed down through generations, because a hidden water source could mean the difference between a family enduring a drought or not. Two unrelated peoples, separated by an entire ocean, arrived at the same solution: find water no one else can find, then protect it like a secret. But finding water was only step one. Reading water was the harder skill, and this is where the opening of this video comes back into focus. A pool without birdsong, without insects, without frogs, was not simply quiet. Across desert-dwelling cultures worldwide, silence around water became a warning sign. Learned through generations of trial and deduction, long before humans identified the microscopic threats of bacteria or toxins. And some cultures pushed further from reading danger to actively removing it. The Sushruta Samhita, a foundational text of ancient Indian medicine compiled over a millennium and a half ago, drawing on knowledge passed down for centuries before it was ever written, laid out specific methods for treating suspect water: boiling it, filtering it through sand and gravel, exposing it to direct sunlight, even plunging a heated piece of iron into it before drinking. Ancient Egyptian records from over 3 millennia ago described using alum to clarify cloudy river water, causing suspended particles to clump together and sink. Not folklore, not superstition. Independent civilizations, oceans apart, all converging on the same conclusion: water could carry an invisible threat, so safeguarding the community meant treating it with intense caution, until proven otherwise. All of that knowledge, the sip well, the Gnamma hole, the boiled and filtered water, could not protect you if you skipped the one test that mattered most. Picture yourself back at that silent pool from the opening. You do not drink. Not yet. You crouch first. You scan the mudrim for tracks, fresh or old, human or animal. You watch the surface for 10 minutes, then 20, counting nothing but your own pulse. This is not hesitation. This is the actual survival skill, the one that mattered more than finding water at all, because thirst exerts immense pressure during moments of crisis. Dehydration does not ask permission. Once fluid loss hits a critical threshold, the instinctual demand for water narrows your judgment, and urgency can easily override caution. Early human communities had to rely on discipline and sharp judgment in real time, standing over the exact thing their physical frame was begging them to swallow. So they turned their observations into structural community rules. No birdsong, no insects, no frogs meant walk away, no matter how dry your throat felt. Insects and amphibians succumbed to contamination long before symptoms would show in a human, so their absence became an early warning system, read by eye, passed down by survivors. If the pool passed that test, the water still was not safe to gulp. It was sipped first, in small amounts, then watched for hours, sometimes overnight, before anyone trusted it enough to fill a container. One pool, one decision. 30 minutes of stillness standing between bringing vital sustenance back to your family or inviting immense physical danger into your body. That crouching, watching, waiting ritual repeated itself at pool after pool for generation after generation until it became a foundational tradition passed down like a second heartbeat. Here is what makes this quietly brutal across countless generations in the ancient world. One wrong guess at a water hole was not a stomachache. It was an immense physical danger. A hollow reed, pushed into damp Kalahari sand, countless generations before anyone built a modern filter. A Gnamma hole sealed under stone, its location guarded across a continent no one had mapped. A pool gone silent, no bird song, no frogs teaching a lesson no textbook could. Alum stirred into cloudy river water until the danger clumped and sank. A heated iron plunged into a suspect pool, killing what no eye could see. So the next time you twist a cap or turn a tap, you are finishing a search that once took all day and could have ended a life. That water did not just arrive safe. It arrived on the foundation of countless generations who refused to drink until they were sure. We did not invent clean water. We inherited the right to stop being afraid of it. And somewhere underneath every glass you fill without a second thought, someone is still crouched at the edge of a silent pool, waiting, making the critical choice that guarded their family's survival.